Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thank you to my subscribers and welcome to the newcomers. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you newcomers that you will enjoy what you see and be part of this family, this journey, create these beautiful pieces with us. And when I say with us, that means myself, including many other fans that are already creating them and posting them on Instagram. Thank you so much for the people that have created some of my patterns, tagged me, and have posted on Instagram. Thank you so much for your kindness of tagging me with it. I really appreciate it. Thank you. And by the way, the patterns look as gorgeous as mine did. So congrats on that. I want to mention this is a 6-ply, number 6, white. Not multi, it's gold and burgundy, really autumn Christmas colors, and the gold mustard with some gold sparkles in it. And today we are creating this beautiful chamber runner, and I will be doing the set. Obviously it's plate mats and the little coasters for the glasses with the table runner, which I just finished creating, and I'm going to do the dish mat, the plate mat. It's the same thing, same stitch as it will be for the table runner. So that's why I've created to give you a look on how it's going to look like, because it will be the same stitch, the same length, same size, so nothing changes. The only thing that changes is I've added leaves and flowers to two ends of the table runner. So this table runner, as you can see, has three attachments to it, and this will be the same size as the plate mats. Now the outside, the two sides of it, this side and the other side, are the same thing, the same color, same stitch. All three are the same stitch no matter what. So this is the white and the gold, which is like the change of leaves or Christmas, if you ask me. That's what it reminds me. I've attached it to the other pattern like this on the peacock, which is the last row that we do. And the center one I decided to do with gold in the center. As you can see, it's different. This one is white and this one is gold. And I alternate it. And I'm thinking about doing a chain stitch of burgundy because I have the burgundy leaves. And I'm probably going to add it on here. You'll probably see at the end of the tutorial. And the third one, which is attached again on here, is the same thing as the one on this side. Okay, I've also decorated it, designed. Let me see if I can get it. Flower and 3 leaves that go on the separation on one side, and I have flower and the 3 leaves on the other side of the pattern, so you can face the table on both sides. I didn't want to put on the 4 corners because it's too much, and since this is a 6-ply, it's thick enough, big enough. We don't need to overpower with too many flowers and too many leaves, so I decided to do it that way. The only thing I might do is just do a chain stitch and add it into the holes here, like the one that has here, but in burgundy, so it can stand out and meet the leaves, the patterns. So this is very simple. This is my creation, my design. I hope you're gonna like it. I think it's gorgeous for a table set when you have people over. No matter what, you might even have flowers or vases or portraits, wall units, furniture that might have these colors in them, you know, and these are vases, especially, you know, stand-up vase or crystals and things like that. This is outstanding on top of a table. It's just luxurious. So I really enjoyed making it, and it's very simple to make. So we're going to get started, and I'm going to do the dish mat, which is exactly the same size, same stitch, same everything. So you actually need to do 3 of them to do the table runner, to attach it, okay? So we're going to get to it. Thank you again, everybody. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and tag me like some people already have on Instagram. It helps to grow the channel, and I can't thank you enough. I'm using, since this is a 6-ply, I'm using needle number 3.50, and all about the threads, which are 1 kilocones. I will leave in the description box where you can order from, where you can get it from if you're interested, because many of you on the groups keep asking me about the threads. And you can deal with the dealer itself here in Europe. Just email or go to their website. I will leave everything below. You can check that out. Okay, so we are going to get started, people. Okay, everybody, before we even start the first stitch, I would just like to mention that this is in honor of the beautiful Heather, family member of mine that's in Florida. And I named this after her in honor of her name. I've been doing that in the last few patterns and members of my family. So I believe this is the last one. I hope I didn't forget anybody that's dear to my heart. I hope not. That would be silly. But if I do remember anybody else that I might have forgotten, I'll just go back to it and do something else. So Heather, my dear, this is for you in honoring your name. I hope you're going to enjoy it. It's not exactly the colors that you absolutely probably want, but I think it comes close enough with the, it doesn't show really the colors on camera here, but it's close enough to the pictures that you had sent me. So I hope you're going to enjoy this. I want to say that even though I have not met you in person, just for the fact that you make my cousin Sergio an extremely happy man is already good enough for me to admire and to love you so much. He really does deserve the good woman that you are. And I am so proud of him and his choices. And it's such a blessing from God that you guys met each other and having your journey together. So lots of love, lots of hugs, lots of kisses to both of you. And thank you so much for taking care of him and making him a happy man. So hopefully one day I'll meet you. You guys can fly out to the island and come and meet me and spend some time with me. So God bless you and take care. Thanks again, everybody. Please enjoy the tutorial. Thank you. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is this centerpiece at the center of the dogs are going nuts. Must be a cat going through somewhere. So we do the magic ring. I'll get you a little bit closer. And inside the magic ring, we're going to do 20 double crochet stitch. So you go up 3, come back into the middle, and do 20 of them. Okay, I'll meet you at the end because we don't want to keep the video so long on repeating the same thing. So do 20, lock it in on the 3rd place, go up 3. So you'd pull on your magic ring string in the back to tighten it together. And we're going to lock it in on the 3rd place. Go up 3, 1, 2, and 3. And 1 more for separation. Going to the next one. So we're going to do another 20 single stitch, double crochet I should say, with 1 separation on every single loop. So you have 20 on the bottom. You should have 20 on the top with 1 separation between them. So do yours, I'll do mine. And we will lock it in on the 3rd place at the end. Over here, and we're going to go up 3 after that. So now we're going to go up 3 after you've done your 20 with 1 separation and locked in the 3rd place. Okay, so now that we went up 3, we're going to do 1 inside of the loops here, 1 inside, 1 overlapping the bottom stitch, 1 inside, 1 overlapping, and we're going to do that all the way around. So very simple. Do yours, I'll do mine, and I'll meet you at the end. So don't forget, 1 inside, 1 overlapping, 1 inside, 1 overlapping. So now we've done all the way around. 1 inside and 1 overlapping. we're going to go up 3, 1, 2, and 3. On the next stitch, we're going to do double crochet. We're doing groups of 3s now. Next stitch, double crochet. So now we got 3. We're doing these ones here. Okay, 2 separation, skip 1, go into the next one, and do groups of 3 again by skipping always 1 and 2 stitch separation. 1, 2, skip 1 into the next one. So do yours, I'll do mine, and I'll meet you at the end. That's what it's going to look like. So we've reached the end. 1, 2, and lock it in on 3rd place. So now it's going to curve up a bit because the stitches are a little bit too tight. You know, of course, I always tighten that up too much. But the next row, which is this row, it's all double crochet stitch. It's going to fix that problem. And you're supposed to have 10 groups of 3 in order to get the straight to go in the proper way, in 1 under, 1 up, 1 under, 1 up. It has to be even number, or else you're not going to match up the right amount. 1, 2, 3 up, next stitch, next stitch, and now we're going to do 2. Let me just confirm here to make sure. Actually, no, 3. We're going to do 3 double crochet inside of the space, and then you continue on overlapping the other stitches. So very simple, nothing to it. 2 inside of the space, 3 inside of the space, 3 double crochet, I had a piece of my hair stuck here. That's not good. And then overlap the other ones. So you're going to have all your row like that with 3 inside. Okay, so now that we've done 3 double crochet inside of each square, overlapping the other ones, we're going to go up 3, 1, 2, and 3. Next one, 2. Actually, okay. Okay. So we went up 3, we did 2, and now we need to do 2 together, because when we're going to make the last round, we're going to add another one in here. It's supposed to be 2 together and 2 alone. Or you can do it right now by adding, so you won't forget, because a lot of times you can forget. If you go up 3, you add another one on the same place. I think it's easier for you guys. 1 alone, 1 alone, and 2 together. We are here on this row. So again, 1 double crochet alone, another double crochet alone, and another 1, 2 together. So always 2 alone and 2 together. Do yours, I'll do mine. I'll meet you at the end. And go up 3, lock it in 3rd place, go up 3, lock it here, go up 3. Okay, people, so we've locked in, go up 3, 1, 2, and 3. We're doing the last row on the white. If you're changing color, if not, you could proceed on. Next space. Next space. So we're doing the 3 groups again. 2 separation. Skip 1. We're going to the next one. The 3 double crochets again. The groups of 3. 2 separation. skip one, go into the next one. And we're going to do this all the way around. And then we're going to get to the third place and we are going to lock it in. I'm going to cut my thread after that because I'm proceeding with the gold. Okay, so now we're going to go with the gold. And we're going to do a stitch double crochet on top of any of these double crochets underneath, and we're going to do one after another. And then we're going to do let me see how many I did here. I did 3, so we're going to do 3 double crochet inside of each square, and then on top of each double crochet. So we're going to do that all the way around. Again, going inside, three double crochet like that, and then overlapping the other ones. So I'll do your row, I'll do mine, and I'll meet you at the end. So now we finished doing our row. We're going to go up 3, 1, 2, and 3. We're going to do again the groups of 3 like we did. So we're going to have the groups of 3 on top of the groups of 3. We're going to have 2 separation. We're going to skip 1, and we're going to go into the next one. Two separation, skip 1 into the next one. And we're going to do that all the way through this row, all the way around. One, two. Skip 1 into the next one. So do yours, I'll do mine, and I'll meet you at the end. We're going to lock it up on the end, and I'll meet you there. Okay, so we finished this row of the squares. Now make sure that you have 30 of the groups of 3. Okay, it has to be always even numbers in case you decide to put lace. And not only that, but your flowers in the end, in order for you to attach them the pattern with pattern, you have to have equal side the same, 10 on one side and 10 on the other, and 2 is for adding the pattern with pattern. So you would total 22, let's say, flowers all the way around. So you have to have even numbers. Okay, so we are on the last row of this color, and we are going to do again the same thing, stitch over double crochet over double crochet, 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to do the same thing, 3 in the middle. Now when I closed up mine here at the end, I didn't have one to skip, but that's not a problem. You can't really see it. So either you put 2 on the same one and then you have that skipped one, or you just go right directly into it. It doesn't make any difference on your pattern. Okay, just to let you know, doesn't change anything. I wish sometimes I had a machine shooting thread at me. Much easier than keep pulling it. Okay, so 3 inside. The same thing as we've been doing all along. So nothing changes. Same thing all the way around. 3 inside. And stitch over stitch, then double crochet over double crochet. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. If you are changing colors after you finish this round, you can cut up. I am going to go into my white to create my flowers. Okay, I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everybody, so we pretty much finished doing the last round of this color. And there's 2 more rows to go and we're done. So basically what we're going to do now is the white for the flower. So you pretty much grab anywhere. Trying to look at my pattern here just to make sure that I get it right. And okay. So I was just looking at my pattern to make sure that I don't do any boo-boos because I can't remember every single little stitch that I do. So you grab anywhere that you want. I'm going to grab right here in the center of one of the squares. And I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 going up, 1 separation. And I'm going to come back to the same place and do double crochet. And 1 separation again. On the same place, I am going to do another double crochet. So we're doing 4 double crochet with 1 separation on the same place. Okay, so we're making like the stem for the flower if you want to call it. Then let me see if I put a 1 separation. I can't even remember. I don't think I did. Or maybe I did. Okay, 1 separation, 1 single stitch. We're going to skip 1, 2, and on your third one, we're going to close it with single stitch. 1 separation. Again, 1, 2, 3. Is it 3? Is on the 4th. Hold on a minute. 1, 2, 3. So it's on the 4th. I made a mistake. Okay, so it's on the 4th. We're going to skip 3 and we're going to go on the 4th one and do the single stitch. So 1, 2, 3 on your 4th one. Sorry about that, people. It's just I can't remember all the stitches that I do. And then again, 1, 2, 3 on your 4th one. We're going to do the double crochet, 1 separation. And 4 more double crochet in here with 1 separation. Okay, we're going to do this all the way around. Now, remembering that I said we need to have these flowers paired. So you have to have either 20, 22, 24, 26. It doesn't matter. You have to have even numbers because at the end, you need to attach for the table runner. Well, if you're doing it, because these are plate mats, okay, you need to attach 2 of them into the other pattern. So that means you'd have, if you made 22 flowers, that means you'd have 2 attached when you don't count. You would have 10 flowers hanging on this side, 10 on the other side. Remembering that the middle piece has to be at least with 24, 26, because you need these 2 for this end and 2 others for the other side. So that means you'd leave 10 out and 10 out, plus 2, 24, 22, plus the other one, 24. Okay? So this is it. 1 separation. 1, 2, 3. On your 4th one, you close it in with single stitch. 1 separation, 1 single stitch, 1 single crochet. And 1, 2, 3 on your 4th one, we're going to do the 4 double crochet in here with 1 separation. Okay, so follow through all the way to the end. I'm cutting the thread after this. I'm putting gold, the finishing touches at the end, last row. If you're doing the same color, well, then you're going to proceed with the same color. Okay, so don't forget. one separation in between here, one stitch, one crochet stitch, one single crochet, skip three, go on your fourth, and continue on. Just make sure you have even numbers though. Okay, everybody, so we're pretty much finished with the flowers. Now, like I said, you have to have even numbers. On the plate mat, I have 22, which is fine. It's perfect because it's plate mat. If you're to do the table runner, then you should have 24. Squeeze them in instead of skipping four of them, like by four. Skip by three so you can fit four more in there. You need to have 24 because 2 will be used for one side, like I said, to attach, and 2 will be used on the other side to attach the pattern. So you can have 10 flowers or these petals in one side and 10 on the other side. So make sure your centerpiece is 24. The outside piece, right, on each side, it doesn't matter if there's 22 because you're only attaching one side to it, which is going to leave you 20 out, and 2 is used to attach to the other pattern. It's only the middle pattern that you need to absolutely have like those 24 petals in there. Now I'm going into the last row, which is very simple to close out with a plate mat. And we are going to go inside of any of the flowers here. And we're going to create that little butt. So we're going to do 1, 2, and 3. It's almost like a picot, but we're sticking directly into the space. Going to the next space, close it with a single stitch. 1, 2, and 3. Come back to the same place and close it with a single stitch into the next one. So it's 3 picots, let's say. 1, 2, and 3. Come back in and close it in. We are coming directly into the space and single crochet. Again, directly into the space here where the other flower is, and 1, 2, and 3, and close it in with a single crochet. Next space, close it in, single crochet, 1, 2, and 3, back into the same place and close it in, single crochet. And again, 1, 2, and 3, and close it in, single crochet. So now you got 3 per flower, and that's your little flowers of gold. Okay, so we're going to do that all the way around, and this is it for the plate mats. Nothing to it, very simple. And it will be the same thing for the table runner. Same stitch, same design, just added on both sides with the middle piece. So you put 1 on each side of the middle of the table runner. Now if you're going to create the flower, then there's a tutorial already out on the flower. And if you're going to create the leaves, well, there's the tutorial on the leaves also. I'll make sure to remember to link everything underneath so you can find it easier to go and click the link and go right into it and create. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. And if I see it's too many minutes in one, I will do a second video to continue on with the kosher, but I'll see how many minutes it will take. So just to shorten it up. So this is what it's going to look like once it's done, the plate mat. And I'm going to do the gold stitch like the string here. Okay, everybody, so we are done with the plate mat, finished. Now we'll just have to create the string if you want to put it. If you don't, then you can leave it out. This is just an extra. So you tie once, And then I believe I have 55 chain stitch, but everybody's stitch is different, so you might want to do quite a few, put it in, and take it from there, your measurement, so you can close it in like I did, because it doesn't mean my 55 is going to meet your 55. Your stitch could be tighter or looser. So do until 50 and then take it from there. See if you need to add more or less. I'm going to do mine and I'll show you in a minute. Okay, so I did 55. Trying to get a little bit more lighting here. This is crazy lighting. 55. So I am going to pull through the, so you have to do one over, one under, and that's how it's going to go on. Make sure that you have the stitch facing up already properly, because then we're going to close it up the stitch, and if it's twisted, well, ain't going to look that pretty, right? So just go through one under, one over, so you know the next one is under and over, and then under, just like that. And make sure your stitch is facing up already. Get it nice and tidy up. So I have 55 on here, but I'm sure I'm going to have to give it a few more stitches. But just to let you know how it's done. And like I said, everyone's stitch is different. Doesn't mean my 55 is the same as your 55. You can have a looser stitch or a tighter stitch. So that's why it's important to always measure it. So I have 55. I'm going to have to add a few more because, as I can see, it's a little bit too short, but not by much, a little bit more. So it's probably going to be like 60. I prefer to have more than less because then I could always take out, but I can't add, right? So I don't even know how many I have there. And we go under and bring it out. Okay, so I think I did the right perfect amount without counting the last ones I just added in. So basically, you would just go into your first stitch here, not where we made the knot, but the first stitch, and you would pretty much just close it in with a slip stitch. Cut your thread, your yarn, whatever you're working with, pull through it tightly. Try to get another one. Now I'm just going to get some of this thread into the loops, so then we can cut a few of them out. It's always good to leave a little bit longer because then you could always make a knot at the end. It's better, keeps everything intact. Okay, so since we finished our stitch here, I'm just going to pull this through a loop here and pull it going towards the back, just like that. Of course, I got all this gold and everything else flying all over the place. Okay, so now I'm going to split mine into two sections, half half, and I am going to put one half on another loop here, another stitch, and now I am going to tie this in just to make sure that nothing is going to come apart. Hopefully I won't pull so strong and break it like I did with the other one. And then another knot, and then we can cut the excess of thread out. Okay, it's kind of complicated when I have so much. And this little gold is slippery. Almost like a ribbon. Okay, so that's fine. That's not going to go anywhere. So now we're going to cut the excess of all of this leftover thread. Now usually what I do with my pieces, I grab the hot gun and I glue the rest behind. And it stays behind and you can't see it, right? Because this is going to be on the table like that. And I pretty much just glue the one here. So we're pretty much done with that. And I'm going to do a chain stitch with a burgundy so I can meet up with my flowers. See how it looks. If I like it, I'll keep it. If not, then I'll take it down. And we're pretty much done with this table runner. If you want, you can do the burgundy if you're using the same colors or whatever color you're using. And you can do your chain stitch on the last one here, just if in case you're doing the leaves and flowers the same way. Okay, so this is how it's done. So you would do the same thing on the top if you want to. So we are going to proceed with the kosher. So I think I'm gonna have to like probably split this into 2 videos. Okay, so if I do, stay tuned for the second video. I will check now how much minutes I have involved. I hope it's not that long. I'll see you right back. Okay, everybody, so I've been trying to create the kosher glass coffee plate, mug, whatever you want to call it. And I've tried several ones, and so far this is the only one that's close enough to the pattern, that looks like the pattern that I liked. And so I am going to do this one. Very simple, very easy. I wouldn't say so much for glass with this thread because it is a 6 ply, it's a thick thread. So I could imagine if you put a crystal glass on top of it, because it's so thick, it might flip. So I think it's best just for like a little dessert plate or coffee plate, coffee mug. I think it's best for it, for the thickness of the thread. I don't suggest so much for a glass, unless it's a heavy glass. But I don't see wine glasses being so much of that heaviness that I would be afraid to put it here and have it tipped over. But anyway, so we would do the magic circle, magic ring, go up 3, and inside of this magic circle we're going to do 16 double crochet. So do yours, I'll do mine, and lock it up on the 3rd place, and then you can pull your string in the back to close it up. So we've did the 16 double crochet. We're going to lock it in the 3rd place here. I've already pulled my string to close the hole because we don't want it too opened. We're going to go up 1, 2, and 3. On the next one we're going to do 2 together. On the next one we're going to do 1 double crochet alone. On the next one we're going to do 2 together. Next one, 1 alone. So it's always 2 together and 1 alone, double crochet. So very simple, nothing to it. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, so now we're getting near the end here. We have 1 2 space left, and we've created already. I made a mistake here. Thank God I looked at it, no issues. So we're gonna do, no, still making the same mistake. So 2 together, one alone, and then 2 together, because we are right on top of the other ones. We're going to do on the same place where we started, the 3 going up, we're going to do 1 in here. So that would be, you'd have like 2 and 2 together at the same time, which doesn't make any difference on your stitches, on your patterns. Okay, so now we go up 1 2 and 3. Next one we're gonna do, hold on a minute, on the same one, sorry, I have to keep looking at my pattern because I can't remember what I did. So 2 together, next one, 1 alone, and then 2 together again. No, what am I talking about? Okay, we're doing the little groups of 3. Sorry about that. Okay, so 2 together, going up 3 times. That's why it's always good to advance the video a bit, because sometimes I can make mistakes as a human being. And at least I notice right away. So 2 together on the same place, 3 going up, 1 more inside the same place, 1 alone. And then we're going to do 1 2 separation. We're going to skip 1, we're going to go into the next one. And we're going to put the 2 together in here, in the same place, and 1 alone. And then 1 2, skip 1, 2 together, and the next space, 1 alone. So we're going to do that until the end. I'll meet you just at the end. Okay, people. So we pretty much finished it. Now this is optional. You don't have to do it. I'm gonna do it because I wanted to have something of the table runner in here. That's why I'm putting the burgundy with gold. So I did it already on that one, on the first one I did, and it's about 40 chain stitch on mine. Doesn't mean necessarily it's going to be the same thing on yours, because each person has a different stitch. Some has a loose stitch, some has tight. So what you do, make about 30 or 40, put it in your pattern, see if it's perfect, and then have it finalized in. I'm going to do my 40, I'm going to prepare it, and then I'll come back to you. Okay, so I've done my 40. Now you would go under and over. Make sure you get your stitch the right side up, because you don't want it to look backwards on your pattern once you stitch it all together. So that's why you have to have even numbers on the groups of 3, so you can over loop all of them correctly. If they're not even, then you won't be able to have the up and down with the string stitch, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so try to pull a little bit from here. Now sometimes, you know, you can have looser stitch, tighter stitch, and the amount won't be the same. See, on the other one I have 40, so I must have really tightened the stitch up on this one, because I need to do a few more. So it's probably going to be like 45. That's why I tell you, you can't just, you know, think because mine is 40, yours is going to be the same thing. Because not even mine comes out the same thing, one from another. Okay, so I did 5, so I'm going to stretch it out a bit here. See if it fits properly now. And I'm going to bring it up just to have it stitched in, and then I'll turn it towards the back. Okay, so I think it should be fine. It does stretch anyway, you know. So I am going to go in the first stitch here, not the one that we did the knot to start, but the first loose stitch. And I'm going to lock it in like that. Pull my string through. As you can see, it's already getting loose. So what we need to do is we need to bring the string to the back, because we need to hide it. We don't need to have it up front, obviously. Not going to look pretty. And I'm going to finish up doing my knots and stitches back here. So we'd hide them behind one of these squares. So I'm just going to pull the thread through some of the loops here, just to, okay, and then I'm going to split this thread in half, and then I'll just grab 1/2 through one of the loops, so I can tie it together and nothing's going to come apart. And you can do this with any type of thread or yarn you're working with. Just split it in half, and you pretty much tie it so it never comes apart, especially when you're going to wash it. You know, these things have to last forever, generations to generations, right? These are pretty much art creations that people that don't take it up and do it eventually will disappear. It won't exist anymore, unfortunately, because today's generation, it seems like nobody really wants to learn none of this type of art, and it's a shame because it's such a beautiful creativity. Okay, so I think I have enough knots in there, And what I would do is I would cut the excess, and your knots stay in the back behind the square back here, so you really can't see it. And if you want to hot gun glue it, you can too, or you can stitch a little bit. I wouldn't. I don't do it to my patterns on this. On other ones, yes, but not for this. It's not necessary. Okay, so there you have it with that. Now, I'm making a set of 4, so it's up to you how many you want to do. You can use this dollies, you can use it. So this is the plate mat, right? Let me just bring it in this way. So this is the plate mat, and I've used a little bit of the chain stitch burgundy. Okay, now what I plan to do is I plan to, we have the gold on here. I'm going to test it out and see if I like it. But on the table runner, I'm going to do the burgundy on this one also. So I am going to put it to the test and see how I like it. And if I like it, I'll leave it. And I'll have the reveal shots and the little video at the end with the table set up so you can see how it looks like once I'm done. So I did 1 plate mat for the tutorial. That means I have 3 left to do, and 2 more kosher for the coffee cups. So I thank you so much, everybody, for being here, and thank you for doing this tutorial with me. For the newcomers, I hope you liked what you saw, and hopefully you'll become part of the journey, part of the family, and create these beautiful pieces. I also would like to ask you to please share, comment, and give it those thumbs up so the channel can be recognized and it can grow. Thank you so much, everybody, for all your support and all your beautiful comments in the crochet groups. And I'll see you back with the next tutorial. Thank you so much again. God bless. Stay safe. Bye-bye. Okay, everybody, so I'm just going to show you how I attach these things on. Once you created the flower that's on my playlist leaves, you can create the leaf, I should say, not the flower. There is a tutorial out on the flower already, which I will link it below, and also I'll link below on the description box for the leaf. Okay, so it has 6 little steps, if you want to call them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On your 6th one, when you're doing the last round, you'd pretty much grab, let me get it closer here. So you do 1 single stitch, and then you'd grab it on the last one of the little letter steps here in the corner. And of course my stitch is always very tight, so it's always hard to get through it, but we manage. So you do 1 single stitch on there. You'd come back in the same place as you have your stitch. Sometimes because of the color it's hard to see. And you do a single stitch. Now you go back and you'd grab back loops only, and you go through all the way to the middle. And I'll show you how I attach the other ones. I didn't record it, and I completely forgot to record, but very simple to do. You can see out in the pattern where you need to attach if you are doing these leaves and these flowers to be added onto this pattern. Not necessarily that you have to do it. This is just an extra that I did because I always like to create different. Okay, so we've reached the middle where we have the 2 stitch in here separation, and you do 1 single stitch, and you would come and you'd grab, let me just check my pattern here. So I've attached it, as you see. Hold on a minute, get it together. Okay, so where the 2 patterns meet together, I've left 1 flower out, and I've attached my flower on the 2nd flower here on the pattern. with attached it in the middle picot with my leaf here, okay? And then I left one flower out and I attached on the sixth one of the leaf on the picot, on the second one here. So one stays in, as you can see. Now I've attached here in the middle in order for it to give me the right stretch of the 3 leaves on this corner here. So what I'm going to do is, because we have 8 on this pile, I'm going to count 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and 4. On your 4th one, we're just going to lock it in with a single stitch. And then come back to the middle, do a single stitch on that 2 stitch separation. And then grabbing back leaves again. Back loops again, not leaves, sorry. I get distracted when I'm crocheting and talking at the same time. Good God. Still getting used to all of this. Forgive me for certain errors that I do. Okay, so we're grabbing back loops only to have that little nerve created on the leaf. And you leave 2 out, 2 stitched out in order to create that step, that ladder, okay? So we leave 2 out and we do one single crochet here. Now, so we have one more leaf to create. Let's see if I got this right, because sometimes you never know. Okay, so yeah, I did good. So we're gonna, okay, just want to make sure that I got, yeah, okay, it's fine. So we attach this one in between the 2 leaves here, which is the edge of the leaf. As we're stitching, we lock it up in here. And of course, this is the second, and then we've locked up here at the last row. We've locked up on the next leaf next to it. And we went up one single crochet, and now we're going to lock it in with a single crochet. We're going to cut our thread because we're going to create the next leaf to attach it on, which is the last leaf. And then you would just, tuck away your loose ends with the thread. Very simple to make, it's not hard. So once it's all done, I'll show you and explain to you better how I've attached them on there. It will show much better, will make you understand better how I've attached it. So pretty much cut it. Okay, so now we got the 2 leaves on here. Just move this so you can see better. Okay, and okay, so now we're going to put the next one, which we're going to attach here at the edge here, and we're going to attach here, and we're going to leave 1 leaf out here also, and we're going to attach on the next one. I'll show you once I create the other leaf. Okay, so we are on our last row again, on the 6th. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on your last row. So you'd give it 1 single stitch. You'd come again to the edge of the flower here, the leaf, right on the edge on 6 also. You'd close it in with a single stitch. And 1 single stitch on the same place. Now you grab back loops and you finish up your last row. So it's very simple to put. You just need to focus on how to put it onto the pattern. Now there's several ways you can go about. You can do your flower already, your 2 flowers for each side, have it complete. And you can, as you're doing the last row of the peacock on the pattern, you can lock it in already on your flower. That's already made. Or You can just do your flower after everything's done and apply on it. So whatever way works for you it comes down to the same. Okay, so we're in the middle. We're in the middle of the 2-stitch separation. We're going to give only 1 stitch. And now we are going to come and attach it. You see we left this one out. So we're going to leave this one out too, because we have one left out over here. So we're going to do, we're going to attach it. It doesn't really matter as long as you fit it properly. You see, like this one here, I'll show you. You see, I have it attached in between like we just did this one. This one is exactly what we just did here. And this one is on the one right next to it. You can put it in the center there if you'd like, instead of putting it here. Choice is yours. So I'm going to apply it. Okay, so I'm going to do on the next leaf 1, 2, 3, and 4. So on your 4th one, because there's eight on the paddle, and you lock it in with small stitch. Single stitch. Okay, back into the center, 1 single stitch again, and now you work the back loops until the end to attach it on the corner into the pattern, which is the last. This is the last row of the leaf. It's 6 rows altogether. Well, actually more than 6. So it's 6 little steps, if you want to call them. And you're going to lock it in 2 before the end, because we need to do that 6-letter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're going to hook it in on the 6th. So we're going to leave 1 flower out. Let me just bring it in this way. We're going to leave 1 flower out, and we are going to attach in the middle picot on the other flower next to it. 1 stitch, and you lock it in to the same place with 1 stitch. Now cut your thread, your yarn, whatever you're working with, and tuck it away already so you don't have to come back to it and deal with it. I like to finish it up completely, any work that I do, so I don't have to deal with it anymore. And what I like to do, since this is a 6 ply, I like to separate it into 2, and I like to put half going inside of one of these loops here, so I can give it a knot, and you're sure that nothing is going to come apart. Of course, I'm using a small needle. It's always harder to get things done with a smaller needle, but that's just my bad habit. Okay, so then since it's a 6 ply, you give it a nice knot until until I busted it, because that's how much strength I put into it. Anyway, there's enough attachment in there, because I already had given it a knot up top when I closed in. Okay, so we're pretty much done the attachment on it, on this pattern, as you can see. So basically, when you have the patterns together, attached together, you would grab one of the petals and you attach it. You always leave 1 leaf out, one flower out, should I put it that way. So you leave this one out, you leave this one out. You attach it on the next one, you attach it on the next one. You leave 1 petal out in the middle, and you leave one petal out, and you do in between there. Again, you leave the petal out because you did in between the two petals here. Fly is coming a little around me. Oh, goodness. And you grab it into the next petal. You attach it on the picot on the 6th row, which is your last row. And you touch it into the next one in the middle of the leaf, again, the 6th row. And then you attach, you leave one leaf out here. As you see, we left one, and we attach on this one. Now, remembering that this is a 6-ply. In case you're working with a thinner, like a 4-ply, it will definitely gonna take 4 leaves. It doesn't change anything. You're just gonna add another leaf into it because it's thinner, it's smaller. So you, in order to get that full curve on the pattern, you're gonna need 4 leaves altogether. I know because I've done so many of these, of this design. Not necessarily, this is a new creation, but the design itself, I've done many, many patterns on this design. So this is about it as far as these leaves go. So look into the leaf section to create. I will put it in the description box, like I said, and also the flower. And you can change colors, and you can, or not even put any of this on if you don't want. Choice is yours.